Today on Passion for Food, I'll show you how to make these simple and super crunchy baked beef egg rolls. I've never been able to find a single brand of frozen egg rolls that were acceptable, so I had to start making my own, and I'll show you how. Let's get started. First up here, we need to mince up about 3 large cloves of garlic. As usual, the smash and chop method is the quickest way to get that accomplished. And in addition to that, we want about a tablespoon of finely minced ginger. Grating it is definitely the easiest way to do that. I actually keep my fresh ginger in the freezer so I can just pull some out whenever I need some. That might make it slightly harder to grate, but it still does just fine. When you grate it frozen like that, it'll look like a slightly larger volume, so don't let that fool you. So on to our cabbage mixture. Now, most egg roll recipes I see and just have you use a coleslaw mix, so you can definitely do that if you want to. But I'm always pretty dubious of those bags of pre-shredded vegetables. How old are they anyway? How long have they been in there? These are all questions that I would have to have answers to. So I'm going to opt to shred up half of one head of cabbage myself. Because of the layered nature of a cabbage, you can really start at any end and cut it however you want. It should be just fine. However, I didn't want long ribbons of cabbage in my egg roll, so I decided to cut it into 3 first, turn 90 degrees, and then disassemble. This will give us some kind of medium, small little ribbons of cabbage. It'll be just perfect for the egg rolls. To that, I'm going to add 1 large grated carrot. You could certainly use more carrot if you want. You get to choose how you roll with your egg rolls. And that's it for the aromatics and vegetables. Time to head over to the wok and get cooking. So into our wok, I'm going to go in with about a ½ pound of 80/20 ground beef. You may have noticed I didn't add any oil to the wok. Reason being, there's plenty of fat already in this meat that will render out. So if I were to add any additional oil, our filling would get a little too greasy, and no one likes greasy filling. Don't forget to salt and pepper, and then we just want to stir fry this until it's mostly cooked. You could just add in all of the vegetables and aromatics all at the same time, but I feel like by pre-cooking your meat, you're going to actually develop a little bit of a fond on the pan, those little brown bits that get stuck, and that'll really help develop more of a depth of flavor. And then once we do add our vegetables, the moisture that they release will help deglaze the pan, and that'll all come together beautifully. After our meat has released enough oil, I'm going to go ahead and go in with our ginger and garlic. Doing it that way just means I don't have to worry about it getting stuck to the pan and turning bitter on us. So just keep stir frying until it's mostly cooked and looks something like this, and then it's time to go in with our vegetables. And I definitely love how fresh and vibrant all our vegetables look. I've never seen a bag of coleslaw mix that looked like that. Just saying. So we're just going to give this a nice mix and get it stir frying. We don't want to overcook this mix because of course the egg rolls are going to be cooked themselves. So you just really want to stir fry this until the cabbage is looking slightly softened and wilted. After about 3 minutes it should look something like this. So we're almost ready to get egg rolling here. However, we do need to let this mixture cool almost completely. Otherwise, these are going to be almost impossible to roll, so let that cool. And after about 20 minutes, it's time to get our egg roll wrappers ready. Now, for some strange reason, you need these to be square, but I've never seen a square brand. They're always rectangular. Have you ever wondered why Chinese restaurants always have those little bags of the crispy fried wonton strip? Well, this is why. It's because you have to actually cut a little bit off these to be able to roll them properly. So we're just going to cut off about a ½ inch here to get our egg roll wrappers nicely squared off. And you can totally keep these wonton scraps and fry them for those little crispy strips, or I don't know, figure something else out to do with them. But we're finally ready to put together these egg rolls. So let's grab a wonton wrapper and we're going to place it facing us point down. And we're going to want to moisten the 2 top edges just with a little water. That'll help it get sealed up for us. And in we go with a couple tablespoons of our cabbage beef filling. And here's the important part. You have to fold up the bottom first. Watch carefully as I fold in these sides. You see how those little corners crimp inwards? That is absolutely critical, especially if you're going to be deep frying these, assuming you don't want them filled with oil, of course. You see these ends, how they're folded in on themselves and completely sealed. I do plan to bake these, but they could be deep fried, no problem. Let's get a little closer and I'll show you that again. Wrap her down, a point facing you. Moisten those two top edges with your water so we get everything nicely sealed up. And in we go with some of our beef cabbage filling. And again, make sure you're folding that bottom corner up first and crimp in those edges. You see how those are folding inward? And you can see we have these nice perfectly sealed ends. Now we just have to do that about a dozen more times. So to bake these, I'm going to coat one of these silicone baking mats just with a little bit of oil. Parchment paper would be my second choice for this. And you want to lay out the egg rolls about an inch apart. I'm only going to do 8 here. If you want to freeze the leftovers, I suggest putting them on a parchment paper lined pan and freezing them in the freezer. If you just throw them all into a bag and freeze them, they will stick together and then break as you're trying to get them out, so don't do that. And to get that beautiful brown color we're all looking for, I'm going to hit these with just a quick egg wash. Alternatively, you can just spray the top with oil and then flip them halfway through baking, but I don't think they get quite as much color that way, but they'll get just as crispy. And now we're finally ready to go into a 425-degree oven. And we're going to want to bake these for about 25 minutes, or until they're a deep golden brown color. Of course, alternatively and more traditionally, you can also deep fry these. If they are thawed, go for about 350, but if they're frozen like these are here, you're going to want to fry at 325. That'll just give them enough time to heat all the way through. And after about 3 minutes, they should be golden brown and just delicious. You can see the great color we got on these. This is the more traditional method of cooking them, but of course not everyone has a deep fryer and it does add a lot of calories. Anyway, back to our baked egg rolls, and here they are after 25 minutes. You can see we got a great golden brown color on these, and the crunch is just as good. In a lot of ways, I prefer these to the fried version. You can see that beautiful filling on the inside there. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please give me a thumbs up below and consider subscribing and hitting that little bell to get notified of our weekly episodes. This has been Graham with Passion for Food.